Everyone, we are here at Coffee with a Founder once again. Actually, probably in the same radius, Alex, because we're actually both in San Diego, which is a shocking thing to say because very few of us are in San Diego, but we talked about that and whatnot. But I'm happy you're here today, Alex. Alex Wright-Gladstein is the CEO and founder of Sphere, which
Wait,
is
can we start over? Because
yes,
it's Gladstein, not
Gladstein.
Goldstein.
Oh, what
Yes.
I
I figured we were like not very far in, so hopefully.
no, that's
Okay, that I
totally good.
interrupted.
And this is why this is not
Good.
live. There we go. All right, great. Okay. We're live here, Coffee with a Founder. I'm Beck Bamberger, and I'm so happy to have you here, Alex, today. Alex Wright-Gladstein is CEO and founder of Sphere, which is in the realm of 401k investing into things that actually help the planet. How about that? How green is your 401k, for example? Can you answer that question? I bet you don't know. So, Alex, thank you for being here. And you're also in San Diego, like right down the street.
Woo woo.
So great. Few of us here, as we were talking about. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad to see you later this week. Hopefully, tell us, why did you start Sphere? Why?
I started Sphere out of my experience running my first company, actually. So this is my
Which is
second.
IA Labs for like 10
IR
years, right?
Labs,
IR Labs.
exactly. So I spun a technology out of MIT where my co-founders
Yep.
invented the first processor chip to communicate using light.
Awesome.
That company is
No
called
big deal.
IR Labs.
Yep. Exactly.
And we're cutting the energy use of AI in half by using light to move data between chips.
And you're an advisor there at this point?
I'm an advisor
Still?
there, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's still 10 years plus going. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so back in 2017, back when I was still CEO there, we started offering a retirement plan to our employees. And I asked for a climate-friendly investment option in the lineup, and it took over 3 years and a lot of persistence to get a single option that at a baseline wasn't invested in fossil fuels, which meant for over 3 years, as a climate tech company, we were requiring all of our employees to invest in fossil fuel companies.
Yes.
And it drove me crazy. And
Yes.
so I started trying to learn about the 401k industry to figure out, why is it so hard to offer a climate-friendly option? And I ended up learning I wasn't alone. And it wasn't just other climate tech founders like me looking for this. It turns out there are whole social movements at the biggest companies in the world, including Google and Microsoft and Apple, where employees have sent hundreds of emails to HR. They've gotten petitions with thousands of signatures, and they haven't been able to get climate-friendly options for the same reasons that I couldn't as CEO asking service providers to get it done.
Okay, so what's the why? Because that seems like such a solvable problem.
It turns out there are a ton of lawsuits in the world of 401ks, and that really makes it be set apart from the rest of the financial world. It really just like operates as this really unique niche corner of the financial market. And those lawsuits fall into two categories. There's the excessive fee lawsuit and the underperformance lawsuit. And climate-friendly funds have existed for a long time, but they've been actively managed. Now, that means like there's a person you're paying to research and pick stocks. It's an expensive way to manage a fund. And so, of course, employers are going to be wary of excessive fee lawsuits with an actively managed fund. And also, actively managed funds, sometimes they outperform, sometimes they underperform. All you know for sure is they're not going to track the market because they're not index funds. So, of course, employers are going to be worried about underperformance lawsuits with a climate-friendly fund that's actively managed. And so I just was like, why are there no climate-friendly index funds out there that are just designed to check the boxes of what 401k fiduciaries are looking for? And it turns out there are a lot of reasons that none of the established players were doing it. And I realized, okay, no one else is going to do this. I guess I should.
This is reminiscent of how Slack started. It was like, oh, we have a business, but then we had this side thing because I need to research this, and we need an internal platform, and then out births Slack. So I'm assuming this happened for you too, where you're like, okay, this is a real business, or how would you say it happened?
It actually took a while to convince myself that this should be the next business I started. I thought I was going to be spinning technologies out of labs over and over again. That was kind of my career goal, to be a serial entrepreneur, spinning climate tech out of labs. And I just realized I think I can actually have a bigger impact on climate change by fixing this issue than I could spinning any technology out of a lab. You know, once I realized there's $45 trillion in retirement savings in the US alone. Of that, at least $1 trillion is invested in the US fossil fuel industry. And that makes up one fifth of its market cap. And that's coming from people who have no option to not
Yeah.
invest in that industry.
Mm.
And the biggest irony is that industry has had the worst returns of any sector of the economy for the past 2 decades. So it's been losing people money, yet they're forced to invest in it, and it's killing the planet.
Great.
Yeah, all of that made me realize, okay, maybe I should do something about this.
And I love where you're like, it's a real shit problem here. Let's do better if we can. Okay. So now you've been 5+ years at this. Yes.
4. We've
4. Okay.
4-year anniversary.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. And you were earlier saying you've actually had significant traction this year.
Yes, finally.
Okay. So do tell. I'll let you say the news.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to take this long, even though I should have known before.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Everyone was like, don't start a business in the 401k industry. It's impossible to break into. And I was like, I broke into the semiconductor industry. If I could do that, I can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
They were right. It is very hard to break into, but now we have. So it's super hard to get a new fund product listed on 401k platforms. They keep that decision-making process, like oftentimes is pretty like behind closed doors. It's like not very obvious how to even do it. All kinds of weird rules and arcane aspects to it. But now we are on all the major 401k platforms. So it took us 4 years, but we are there. We're on Fidelity, we're on Schwab, we're on Vanguard. So now you can look up the Sphere 500 Climate Fund and invest in it, whether you are a direct customer with a brokerage account or an IRA, or if you have a 401k on any platform through your employer, you can send an email to HR and say, hey, please add this to our plan. Oftentimes they just want to keep employees happy and they'll do it. Just if you request it.
Well, and frankly, when it's so easy and you just now can do it. By the way, was it like a domino effect where you got one and then the rest fell along?
It is very much. Yeah. There's
very
a crazy
similar to VC, probably.
And the flip side of that is the chicken and egg problem where they're like, we can't add you to our platform because you don't have 50 million in assets under management. And it's like, how do we get to 50 million if no one can invest because we're not on the platform? So yeah, the flip side of that is true with the domino effect. That's why it kind of all came at once this year. And now our assets under management are starting to really pick up and grow fast. We've seen 4x year-over-year growth, and we're ready to launch more fund products and just make this easy and accessible for everyone everywhere.
I should back up. Does your lab experience, does your academic background help with the gnawing requirement to like stay at it and stay on it for a long time?
Well, I will say,
a startup like this.
I am not actually an engineer or someone that like actually got a PhD or anything. I was the MBA who went and like convinced
MBA. Okay, you did economics.
But I guess the question is like, why am I so stubborn? And why do I keep at things?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's a good question. Why am I? I think it's how I've been since I was a little kid, actually. Like my family would make fun of me for this. It's just the way I am. I'm endlessly stubborn. I don't give up.
Oh, what's an example of that? Just to put it in perspective.
Oh,
like a childhood story where you're like, yep, that was me.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had like a cute, quick anecdote of this, but it's mainly when I got in arguments with my mom and she'd be like, why are you so stubborn? I don't know.
You're like, well, that's what I'm doing.
Because you are, Mom. It's because I'm a mini you.
Yes. It came from you. Yes. What recently became clear for you?
Something that became clear that has been here is that 401k advisors don't care about the politics that's been going on in DC. So the experience running this company has been fascinating on the political backdrop we've had over the past 4 or 5 years, where when we started the company, it was just as the first Trump administration had passed laws really trying to prevent climate-friendly investing in 401ks. And then shortly after, Biden became president.
Yeah, you're like, yay!
Turned over all those laws and really tried to encourage climate-friendly investing in 401ks. And now we're back with a Trump president. Even just this morning, there was an executive order having to do with 401ks and ESG. And the tone has changed in a huge way within the 401k advisor community. So 401k advisors, they are wealth advisors who have specialized
in 401ks.
Yeah, and like advising companies on what fund options to put in their 401ks. And back when we started this company in like the 2020, 2021 era, they were like, oh my gosh, there's such a like ping pong back and forth between what the policy advice is. We kind of need to stay away from ESG. We're not sure what's going to happen. Now, fast forward 4 years and they don't care anymore. They're like, let the politicians do their politics. Our job hasn't changed. Like,
Oh,
what they've realized is the guidance that's actually come out of the Trump administration and the Biden administration at its basics. If you
yeah,
peel apart the political language, it
yeah.
says the same thing because the fundamental law hasn't changed. It says employers have to choose investment options based on good financial
Yeah,
metrics,
yeah,
performance, risk
yeah.
profile, returns, and fees of funds. And both administrations said that at the end of the day. And 401k advisors now realize like my job hasn't changed and I can just ignore all the politicking and just keep being a good 401k advisor. And if a climate friendly fund happens to pass the financial metrics that I always have funds pass, then of course I can add it to a plan. And that's exactly what we do at Sphere is we made a fund that is designed to check those boxes of what they need to have checked. And it's just really nice this year to see the whole community kind of coalesce around that realization.
I'm just surprised that there's been a shift, you're saying, just to like, yeah, okay, you know what, we're just doing this instead of run for the hills. Oh no, there's this and this is going to change, because there's much more of that, I feel, in highly regulated spheres or whatnot. So
Well, I will
fascinating.
say, like, the big asset management firms who had all kind of slapped ESG
Yeah,
labels on their
yeah,
funds and
yeah.
stuff have all taken off those ESG labels now. They're running for the hills. But the
Huh,
401k advisors, the actual
huh.
financial advisors,
Fascinating.
yeah, I think it's because they've been going to conferences, they've been attending webinars where ERISA lawyers, these are lawyers who specialize in
Yes,
401ks, have
yes.
been telling them over and over and over again, okay, we know new guidance is out, but fundamentally your job hasn't changed. Keep doing what you do. They've heard that so many times now that they realize, okay, they just need to ignore the politics.
Wow. Okay. So that became clear to you this year. They just ignore the politics.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and in the meantime, regular everyday people are looking for ways they can have an impact on
Yes.
climate
Yes.
because they're realizing the government isn't gonna save us when
No.
it comes to climate. So they're starting to think about, like, how can I personally
Mhm.
have the biggest impact I can? And it
Mhm.
turns out moving your money is the single most impactful thing you can do for climate change. And as more people are learning that, they're reaching out to HR, and
Mm.
HR is reaching out to those 401k advisors. So they're seeing demand grow. And so
Okay,
doing it.
let's get a little bit more into that. You just said where you're putting your money is the most
Yeah.
impactful impact that you can have for climate change. So
Yeah.
expand on that. Obviously, consumerism and like what we spend money on and so forth spurs the growth of companies and so forth. But
Yeah.
explain more.
Yeah, and so many people spend so much time researching, like,
Yes.
where was this jacket made, or
Yeah,
how
exactly.
organic is this
Yes.
food I'm buying or this
Yes.
lotion or whatever, and
Yes.
it turns out you can have a bigger impact by moving your money than in anything you
Mhm.
buy or even buying an electric car, putting solar on your roof, like, you should do those things, but actually before you do those things, if you just wanna maximize
Mhm.
impact, move your investments out of fossil fuels.
Mhm.
This nonprofit called As You Sow came out with a great article just quantifying the carbon footprint impact of moving your investments. For an average person with $100,000 in savings, moving that money out of fossil fuels has a bigger impact than any of those other actions.
Hmm.
You know, buying the electric car, installing solar, recycling, all the other things you might do. And it's because we all are owners of these fossil fuel companies if we invest in them through these funds, through our 401ks. And so we have some responsibility for what they're doing if we're
Yeah,
owners. If we move out, then we have an impact in that
that's right.
we not only don't own them, but we're making a statement. We're shining a spotlight
Yeah.
on these companies saying the status
Mhm.
quo is not okay. I'm not
Mhm.
okay with you continuing to do what you do, and I'm not okay with
Mhm.
profiting off of
Mhm.
that activity. So
Mhm.
it's making a statement, and money speaks louder than words.
It does. It does indeed. Alex, I like it. Is there something this year that you've unlocked where you're like, aha? I mean, besides clearly you've gotten into being listed, so that's a huge unlock. But anything more maybe on like the personal side, or you just as a CEO?
Hmm. I'd say something else that's really broken through this year is in relationship building. Like we have been building, I personally have been building relationships in the 401k community now for 4 or 5 years. But I feel like I've really grown that this year, and that I feel like I'm building just like close personal friendships with a ton of 401k advisors everywhere. They're wonderful people. There's something great about this niche within the financial industry where people who are 401k advisors are doing it because they care about people. They're fundamentally people.
Yeah.
And they love helping people have good financial outcomes for retirement. And we brought on recently this woman, Lori McKenzie, who just recently retired as the head of sales for the Western US for Schwab for their retirement plans. And so she just knows absolutely everyone in 401ks and everyone loves her. And
Awesome.
and it's so much fun building more relationships just through meeting her friends. And so yeah, at the end of the day, it's a relationship business, and I'm really enjoying that.
Don't you think all businesses, though, would you extend that to most businesses, though? It is relationship based?
100%.
Yeah.
Which it's funny how easy it is to forget that in this modern world
I
of
know.
internet and,
I know.
everything. But
Or
at the end of the
here's
day,
a bot, here's an agent that's going to talk. Yeah.
It's all relationships at the end of the day.
I still think it will be for a long time. Yeah.
Yes. I don't think it'll ever change. We're humans at the end of the day, right?
That's what we do. We want to connect. We want to be in relation to. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex, what are you thinking for 2026? Since we're recording this in December.
Yes.
It's the year of the snake.
I'm so excited.
No. It's the year of the snake this year. It's the year of the horse next year.
The year of the horse.
Running,
I should
galloping.
know what that means. Is that what it means, galloping? Oh, that's perfect for us.
Well, it's like, I call it, we're time to gallop to glory. I don't know, like whatever in astrology, stuff. I'm not a big fan of it, but hey, I'll go with it.
I love the galloping thing because it's like we've been working hard on building the foundation for 4 years. And now that foundation is there. We're on all the platforms. We're available. And so now it's about galloping. It's launching new products and it's hiring a sales team. Now we understand how to sell into 401k plans. We just need to replicate that process. And so we'll be hiring just like top-notch people who have relationships with the biggest managers of 401k plans. Exactly. Growing those relationships and just growing our assets under management. And, at the end of the day, we want to be a very large asset management firm so that we can really, so everyday regular people can have a huge impact on the world. At the end of the day, it's not just about not investing in fossil fuel companies. It's as investors in NVIDIA and Google and Amazon and, every major company out there, except the fossil fuel companies, we can vote and direct those companies how to behave. We can hold CEOs accountable to the shareholders. We can get banks to stop financing new fossil fuel development projects. We can get companies to install solar and electrify their fleets, right? As shareholders, we can direct companies on what to do. People forget about that power we have because everyone invests through 401ks, which invest through index funds, which by default vote with management, and we've lost that voice. And I'm just so excited to grow to billions of assets and start to throw that weight around and getting all companies to get
What's so great too, and we'll wrap it up here, Alex, is when someone comes to you, I don't know what to do. Is there anything I can't do anything. I can't do it. You'd be like, no, you can. You sign up for one of these. You put your money in here. There you go. Check the box. It's a very check the box. And so many people look for, well, what is the box I can do or check or something when the world's on fire, in this case, literally, or all the other things going on. It's like, what's the to-do item? And you just provide a really clear to-do item.
Yes. Yeah. It's empowering. It gives hope in a world where sometimes it's hard to maintain hope. Just taking action like this does give hope.
Well, Alex Wright-Gladstein, thank you so much for being here. CEO and founder of Sphere. Everybody. Now, by the way, Alex, so how can people look and find this?
Oh, go to oursphere.org.
Yes.
Yeah. We're a public benefit corporation.
Yes.
So that's why the .org. So it's our planet, oursphere.org. You can learn more about our fund there. You can click invest. You can open an account directly with us, or you can look up that fund wherever you already have a brokerage account.
Ta-da.
Or ask your HR for it.
Ta-da. Thanks, Alex. Good seeing you. And I'll see you later in San Diego. How fun.
Yeah. So good seeing you.
Thanks, Alex. Take care.
You too.
Alex, perfect. I loved it. Easy, breezy.
Yay.
Wonderful.
It was fun.
Very
good
fun.
Questions.
Thank you. Just so you know, no to-do item for you. We will clip it. We will post it. We will get the Spotify link, excuse me, Apple, YouTube, all the things, and I'll email that over to you once we have it. So then you could use it at your merriment and post it wherever. And otherwise, I hope to see you on Friday with this rad group of people. Yeah, it'll
Cool.
be
I'm
real
gonna
fun.
go reorganize my calendar now. Is
Great.
this one of
Perfect.
those where I need to like leave it open while it loads or something? I know on some of these
No,
podcasting
no,
stuff.
no, no. I'm hitting it off in just a second, so you're good.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
All right. I'm excited to see you
Thanks,
Friday.
Alex. Bye. See you.
All right.
Bye. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.